Yo, what is up, guys? Ajax back here with another video, and if you guys hear them kids outside screaming, I don't know, they get quiet now. But as always, if you guys are stopping by for the first time, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button to join the family. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys drop a comment and tell me you guys' thoughts about this video. Make sure you guys add me on all my social media platforms, my Snapchat and my Instagram. Make sure you guys go ahead and add me on them. I'm gonna drop them right here. Alright. As you guys see by the title, as you guys see by the thumbnail, you guys already know what we're gonna be talking about. I'm gonna do a story time over this, and this happened about a year and a half ago, or maybe closer to 2 years ago. And this was just a crazy thing. Like, I don't know, because this was like my first time ever getting in trouble with the cops. And you know, because like it was just my first time. I never really had a problem with the cops. All right, so basically how this even started off, like I was with, I think, two of my friends, or maybe one of them, and we was in my car. So basically the whole plan was to go ahead and go to my other friend's house, and we was gonna chill there, hang out there, and that's what we did. So we headed over to their house. We got there and we was all chilling outside in his front yard of his house. So later on during that day when we was hanging out there, I guess like we decided to go to the store or something. So we all went to the store. We all walked because everybody couldn't fit in the car. So we all started walking, I think, to the store. I think it was the store. So we started walking to the store, and as we get like a block and a half down from my friend's house, the police pulls up, and he sits there for a minute. Then you know how they got the big bar light that they could shine. So like he turned that on, then he shined us like in the face and everything with that bright light. He had a light on us in our face and everything. And next thing you know, he rolls his window down and he tells us to go back to the house. So basically, he told us that, and we didn't really have to go back to the house. There wasn't really no reason to go back to the house. He really didn't have a reason. He can't just tell random people to go back to their house if they, you know, they're free to do whatever they want. So he can't just say go back to your house and they're supposed to listen. We ended up deciding let's just go back to the house because, you know, the cop was already tripping and everything, shining the light in our face and all that. So we decided to go back to the house. So we went back to the house, and we was all back in the front yard where we all started from before we even left to go to the store. We was all right there. Then the cop pulls around and he comes and sits in front of his house, and he turned that light back on again and shined it in our face once again. And he rolled down his window again. He was like, so I guess you guys want to take this the hard way or something like that. So he was already tripping from the get-go because he told us to go back to the house. We went back to the house. Then he followed us back to the house. Then he still had a problem with us being at the house when he just told us to go to the house. So I don't know what was his problem. So I already knew he was tripping by then. And at that time, we was all confused just because he told us to go to the house and we, you know, listened to him. So then he was like still mad when we went back to the house. So we was all confused at that point. And, you know, he hopped out and everything. He called backup. He called his backup, and, you know, they end up coming like 5 minutes later. But the whole point is, like, why are you calling backup and everything in that way? And we're not even doing nothing wrong. Like, we was all trying to figure out what we did wrong. And he wasn't telling us in no type of way of what we did wrong. So eventually his backup, he shows up, and they're all just walking towards the house now because they was all in the street at one time. And he was just telling them something. Like, we couldn't hear him, but they was all in the group before they walked up to the house. So they start walking up to the house, and they start asking for IDs. And, you know, the rest of my friends, they gave him their ID. I think only like 2 other of my friends had their ID, and they gave it to him. And came to the point where we was like all in a circle. So it came to the point he asked for my ID, and I didn't want to give it to him. So I was like, why do you need my ID for it? If I didn't do anything wrong, we listened to you in the first place to come back to the house. Where in the first place we didn't really have to listen to you to go back to the house if you didn't have a reason for us to go back to the house. He can't just tell a random person go back to your house and they have to listen. No. So I mean, it was just the whole point of like, I didn't really want to give him my ID for no reason, you know. So he just like, please can't just walk up to a random person unless they have a reason or something, they suspect you've committed a crime, something like that, to ask for your ID. But police just can't go up to a random person and say, give me your ID. I don't have to listen to you. So I didn't really want to give him my ID, and I was asking him why. I mean, I didn't really have a problem giving it to him. I just wanted to know why. Basically, he kept asking for it. I kept saying why, and, you know, he kept asking for it, and I kept saying why. So eventually he got mad I kept questioning, like, why you want my ID? What did I do wrong and stuff like that. So I didn't end up getting my ID. Then he got mad. Then he was like, put your hands behind your back and everything like that. I actually had all this recorded on my old iPhone. I had it all recorded, and I tried transferring all my old stuff, my old iPhone to my new iPhone, and for some reason it did not, like, all of it didn't come over. So I lost that video. I did have that recorded, like I said, and like I said, he told me to put my hands behind my back and everything like that. Then I put my hands behind my back, obviously, because now if I don't put my hands behind my back when the officer says put your hands behind your back, I'm gonna really go to jail now. So, you know, I put my hands behind my back, and he takes me towards his car, and, you know, he opens the door, puts me in his car. He hops in his driver's seat with my ID and my wallet in his hand, and he checks for my name and everything in that way, make sure I didn't really have a warrant or anything as such, which I didn't have any warrants or don't have anything on my record in the first place. So yeah, I'm in the back seat. He's looking everything up, and he's asking me where I live at and how far it's that. I'm like, you see all the stuff on, like, on my name. You look at my ID, you see my address and everything in that way. So why did you just ask me these crazy questions that the answers are in your hand? So at the time, my curfew was at 11 o'clock, and he's asking me, you know your curfew is in about 40 minutes, right? I was like, yeah, it's in 40 minutes. It's not right now. I'm not past my curfew. He was just finding anything to trip about, anything to try to maybe charge me with or something in that way. Basically, he seen everything was cool. Then he opens his door. He obviously comes around and let me out his car, and he takes me out the cuffs. And you know, I was asking, like, why you guys stopped us in the first place? And at first he really had to think about it, like he didn't really know for himself, like, why did you stop us in the first place? But, you know, then like 5 seconds later after we asked him, he was like, oh, we had a call or something where we had suspects running around and doing stuff, and we had to see if you guys fit the description. If that story is even true, I mean, he should have been asked for my ID, or he should have told us why he needed our ID and stuff like that. He never told us that from the get-go, so that's why I was still wondering, like, I'm not gonna give you my ID if I didn't break any laws or, you know, anything in that way. I wasn't about to just give you my ID. So if he would have told me that from the get-go, like I said, I would have handed him my ID, because I know why now. So, but I wasn't gonna do it if I didn't know why. Yeah, so after all that happened, my friend's dad came outside and everything like that, and the police were asking, like, who's staying here, who's leaving and everything. And, you know, I wasn't staying, so I had to leave at the time, like I said, because it was like 30 minutes at this point to my curfew, and I wasn't gonna stay past my curfew, because he said if he seen me pass out my curfew, he was gonna charge me with something or take me down to the jail. So he was just finding, I don't know, he's just probably one of the police officers where when they get bored, they just, you know, try to pick here with people and everything in that way. So that's what probably he was doing, and just bored, didn't have any calls that day or something, didn't have nothing going on, so he chose us to pick with, and that's what almost happened. I almost went to jail, because I think that was my first time in the cop car. I don't think I've never been in a cop car before, besides that point. So it was a crazy experience. I don't know. Right now, like, if the same thing happened, I don't know if I would still give him my ID or not, because, like I said, like, it was no reason. You didn't tell me why you needed my ID. You guys let me know what you do. Like, what would you would have did? Would you just play it smart and give him your ID, which it would have been smart for me to do? But still, like, right now, like I said, I probably still wouldn't do it, because there's no reason for you to have my ID. There's no reason for you to know who I am. So you guys let me know what you would have done. Give it to him, or did the same thing that I did. Yeah, man, until the next legendary video comes out, that's all I got for you guys, man. Hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I'm out, man. Peace out.